Well, hello, everyone. My name is Beth Heller. I'm a strategic partnership manager for WELLO, Greater Green Bay's Wellbeing Network. And I'm so excited to be joined today for a break, one of our well-being breaks with WELLO, joined by Sheri Howard. Sheri is a co-owner and a producer for Seasonal Harvest. And I'm going to let her share a little bit about what that is. But we wanted to hook up with Sheri today and just hear how the COVID crisis is impacting local producers and the local food scene. So hi, Sheri. Thank you so much for joining us.
Hi, Beth, and thank you for allowing me to have some time today with your well-being audience. I appreciate that. So as Beth said, I'm a co-owner and general manager for Seasonal Harvest. And we are, I guess the best way to describe us is we are a local sustainable food hub. So our mission is to provide fresh farm-raised produce and other products to our local community on a wholesale level. So that would be the schools, the restaurants, other large institutional customers in the area. But primarily schools has been really at the heart of our heart, getting local foods into the children of our community.
So, Sheri, part of this idea of taking well-being breaks with WELLO is, first of all, to just check in with our partners and just ask, how are you doing right now, you personally, and what are you doing to stay healthy?
Well, every day is an adventure in life. I guess I look at it that way, and I trust in my faith in the universe to say this is the direction we're supposed to be going. So mentally, really, really well. I'm doing great. Because I work from home, that part of my life hasn't really changed much. I know for a lot of people it has. I used to be an office person, but I love working from home. So I've had time to adapt, if you'll say that. I know a lot of people were thrown into this. Um, my husband's job was eliminated a few weeks ago. So we've made the decision to have him help me with my farming and business. And we are learning to live together 24/7. As many of others are. Theirs may be a temporary situation. Mine is more permanent, and so far so good. That's a change of life. He's never worked from home, and having a structure, as you know, having a structure. Whether you're at your desk or you're out in the field for a farm, you learn how to balance that. My laundry gets done every day, but I'm at my desk most of the time. So good. I think mentally, physically, we're out for walks. How fortunate we are that the weather has been beautiful,
Mm,
just absolutely beautiful.
oh,
Um,
wow.
yeah.
Yeah, same. Went out for a walk with my partner, who I'm currently working with 24/7. Um, you know, how is the COVID crisis impacting local food producers and the farmers that you're talking to? I mean, I think we see the impact with the businesses on Main Street, but there's this whole wave of people behind that. So, what are you seeing and what are you hearing?
Well, and I did have a chance to touch base with my partners. We have a smaller farm in Pulaski, Twin Elm. Luke runs that family farm with just a very small number of employees and about 7 acres, all the way up to my largest partner, who has 100 acres organic farm and 30 some employees down in the Ripon area. So I did touch base with them, and they all really had the same message. For them right now, not much has changed. We're
Mm,
right now in the seed starting and planting business, getting the ground ready, seed starting. That part of the business has not changed one iota. We are all moving forward as if food is a integral part of our lives,
mhm.
and we don't expect the community support for farms to be less in the future. If anything, we're hoping that maybe this will increase the
Yeah.
amount of food the community purchases from local farms.
Or yeah,
So
bring people to think about their local farmers as just safe places and close nearby where we can really rely, and how much we can rely on those producers
yes,
to keep our food supply strong and safe.
I think the only real change for several of the farmers, the immediate change has been in order to keep moving the product that is available right now. So for some producers, that's meat, some might be eggs, uh, microgreens, things that are grown in the hoop houses or storage vegetables. Several of them have opened up home delivery.
Ooh, tell me more.
And so I know our partner, Olden Organics down in Ripon, opened up a home delivery using their resources, and they've invited all the local farmers to kind of pool their product. And they just opened up a spot of Shopify, I guess it's called
Mhm.
Shopify.
Shopify store, yep.
And this, they hired some additional people to do delivery from Green Bay all the way to Milwaukee.
Wow.
Hundreds of people have responded. They've been overwhelmed with the number. You can go on, you can pick what you want, and it's delivered to your home. They did have to raise the prices a little bit because you got to cover the cost of the fuel and the pay the drivers. But it's been an overwhelming success to keep product moving so that nothing is sitting, nothing is rotting, right? Nothing is expiring. And that's awesome. They're not necessarily making money here because it does cost more to do home delivery, but two things happen. First of all, we keep people in business and keep that flow going. But second of all, I think we're getting more people to look at where they're getting their vegetables from, and hopefully that will continue on in the future to look at their personal lives.
Really amazing. I actually, it's funny how we have these crises and they're, all of our habits get disrupted. So there's this opportunity to think of things differently. And I find that idea of having of a farm having a Shopify shop, I think it's a really fascinating idea. I think that it's using a technology that maybe people who don't go to farmers markets or don't have a CSA, participate in a CSA, that feels more. Shopify is actually comfortable for a lot of people. We do
Sure.
just our basic clothes shopping, etc. So that's really neat.
Yeah. And aren't we all having to really be creative in these times, right? And think a little differently. And the other thing I think, looking to the future,
Hmm.
because we're a wholesale organization, is we're very concerned about our restaurant partners. That's a third of our business going forward. And the estimates coming out for restaurants who are going to make it through this period are not looking very good. People who do um, quick to go, I want to get pizzas, I want to get subs, I want to get Mexican food, I want to get Chinese food. They've been very creative, and I think their business will continue even though it's slowed down. But most of our customers were high-end customers. Nobody's going to call Hinterland and get a $75 order to go. That just isn't happening. So we are concerned about that, the time lag from when they say, hey, we're all good to go back out and do, and who's going to actually recover.
So we're gonna
uh,
all have to eat out.
we support those
We're
businesses,
gonna, as
and
soon
then
as this is over, I promise to do my part.
do your part. And then the other thing we've talked about as a partners is really looking at the schools too and
Yeah.
saying, I know that several of the schools have been examining putting in their first school gardens or expanding their school gardens, and that may be something that continues. But we're hoping that we can have an open dialogue with the schools so that if they're ordering habits and patterns, if they're planning to change, that we know about that, because what we have in the ground today, we base a lot of that on what our customers have been asking for in the past. So that would be my one, kind of start of this conversation, is to say, please keep in touch. We hope you'll order more local food when this is all done. But if your direction is changing in some way, let us know. We're very flexible right now with putting more food in the ground. It's a little harder in July when we're ready to harvest to find out that we need twice as much or half as much.
Well, by and large, the schools, that we work together in the farm to school area, Sheri, and by and large, I've really been enjoying watching the food services at the schools be the front line. I mean, the lunch lady is super lady right now,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
I will imagine, I hope that all of the summer feeding, those programs are going to be probably more necessary than ever this
Right.
summer, as we need to kind of shore up and take care of each other a little bit more. And I know that a lot of seasonal harvest, a lot of other local farms are providing the produce for those school summer.
Right.
So hopefully those will be status quo. Uh,
Right.
so in terms of the local producer, your own perspective, the people that you're working with, what is it that you would like the community to keep in mind? I know you said communication with the school, but is there anything else you'd like the community to keep in mind in terms of what you all need, what would be helpful?
Well, I think there is some underlying concern that, let's just say, April 30th, I think, is the date we've been kind of targeting now. After April 30th, starting in May, we can all get out again. But realistically, we're all human, and the fear isn't just going to go away overnight of, you know,
Sure.
this contagion. And so starting at the end of May is farmers market. So many, I would say a good portion of our producers augment their business with farmers market. And there is some concern that people aren't going to feel safe or comfortable coming to a farmers market so quickly
Right.
after this happens. Um, and I would love to see more community input here. If that's the case, what would you like to see?
Oh, I love.
What could downtown Green Bay do? Spread out the vendors a little bit more. We'd love to get some input so that people just don't stay away and we don't know why. Um,
That's a
that's one area.
really, really great thought, Sheri. And I think it's very important because, we love our farmers markets too. It's a
Yeah.
big part of being in Green Bay in the summertime. Um, yeah, absolutely. So, we like to wrap up these conversations by knowing what's inspiring you right now. We all need inspiration. We all need to feel like we're connecting with purpose or making a difference. And so, what's inspiring you right now?
Oh, goodness sakes. I'll tell you what, because I'm a farmer and I'm an herb farmer at heart, just going outside right now. I did my pruning today for some plants. I'm cleaning out my beds, getting my hands into the dirt. Um, there's no getting away from the feeling of touching that earth and knowing that a new growing season is starting, regardless of the craziness that's going on everywhere else. Mother Nature is taking her pace, right?
Knows what
The
to do.
robins are here, and I have two grandchildren, which is the best thing that's ever happened to me. And we're doing a lot more FaceTiming right now. And just to recognize the simplicity of life and enjoying being in the moment. I'm not worried about what's going to happen 2 weeks from now or the end of April or in June, because I actually can't influence them other than to do my best today. And I think that's where I take my daily meditation and walk, and look forward to talking with people in whatever way I can.
I love that. And I just, spring is here and
Yes, it
we're all
is.
connecting. And I just wanted to thank you so much for joining Wello for this well-being break and sharing your perspective. I think a lot of people are going to put these put the local food producer, put the farmers on their list of who we need to be watching out for, who we can connect with, who we can help out as we draw closer as a community during this time.
And I thank you. And I would say to the audience too, if you have ideas for us, good, bad, and ugly, um, get in touch with Beth if you don't have my email, but I'd love to hear from you. I mean, we don't have to just worry about the well-being video anytime. Call or email or let Beth know and she can get in touch with us, because we would love to get some perspective we don't want to be in a bubble. It doesn't, we know that that doesn't work for society anymore. So please let us hear from you, and thank you again. And I will wish you and your audience a blessed day, and enjoy the spring day.
Thanks, Sheri. Take care.
You too. Thanks,
Bye
Beth.
bye.